What is good, Council of Comics? Better late than never, but we're here. It's time for film and box office news. Hey, Mockingjay Part 2. We're finishing out Hunger Games, new trilogy. So we'll be back in 30 seconds.
They'll be survivors.
Let's focus on what it is you gotta say. Now, Plutarch wrote a speech.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, didn't think so. Let's,
the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone, a superhuman, who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What is good, Council of Comics? We got stuck in the Matrix there for a couple of seconds, but it all came through. Having some crazy technical stuff, so don't be surprised if anything goes wild today. Welcome to the Film and
Is that
Box
why the
Office.
video was flipped? Or did you do that?
What video?
That video
Oh,
you just showed? He's
no,
definitely on the other side.
You have to do that
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
you must fool the algorithm, even
Sure,
though the
sure,
algorithm
okay.
is a lie. It's a lie, I tell you. Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live podcast, episode number 96. I have 95 up here, but it's actually number 96, ladies and gentlemen. All right, 4 away from the big 100 of that. We're just hitting 100s all over the place. But thank you for being here today. Please make sure you are like and subscribe. As always, with me, the loyal council, C. Bizzle, Phil, Green Shirt Guy. Cliff cannot be here today. He sends all his love. And Kamaria could possibly be joining us toward the end of the film. She's our resident Mockingjay expert, so we hope that she can come in and clarify some things. All right, we have the world's greatest monthly comic book giveaway that happens on Mondays on our new Keys and Hot Comics of the Week. And I like to give you at least one shot on the Film Box Office News to get that that duck. All right, but first I gotta do this. See, there's a little technical difficulties here. I gotta go to StreamYard. I gotta select the giveaway thing. I gotta pick a stream, and then I gotta write in what the answer is. Gotta put it there. And okay, now it's set.
Normally you have this stuff done beforehand. What were you doing?
I was doing everything, then these things just came out of nowhere, and I was like, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. But that's okay. We just talk them along. They'll be found. Just talk them along. With what liquid did snow fill an area of the city in order to kill Katniss and the rebels? Was it water? Was it oil? Was it blood? Or was it chocolate?
Well, we know he's not Willy Wonka.
Hey, you never know. And now I have to write this in a banner while talking to So let's talk about something real quick in entertainment right now. Let's see what is while I type this.
Well,
banner.
we're less than a week from Deadpool.
Less than a week from Deadpool.
Well,
Like at the
well,
mall
also-
yesterday, there was all kinds of like, I really haven't seen promotion for a movie like this in a while.
For real.
Like you know, FYE has their Deadpool display, and
Yeah.
I
We
think there's a
also-
Deadpool burger at Burger King right now.
Do they really? Red
Yeah.
Bun?
Like there's the one has a red bun and the other has like the yellow bun, or like the
Yeah.
Wolverine burger.
So,
Yeah.
you can poop light green or red tomorrow.
I don't know. I don't need. We're gonna talk about talk about restaurants in a
I had the
second.
Spider-Man one way back when what do you call it came out? It was okay, the whatever Whopper, and I was just kind of I wrote a note for myself because it was a red bun. I'm like, oh, I don't want to wake up tomorrow and do my morning constitutional and think I'm my liver's bleeding or something.
So
Yeah.
also next week we have the San Diego Comic-Con, and
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of big rumors that's gonna be coming out for the MCU.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
Maybe even some DCU stuff, some James Gunn DCU.
what was I gonna say? Did you see the last trailer?
For
Wolverine and Deadpool.
no.
I seen
no, I
a
didn't.
clip of it. I heard it was.
I've
I
been
heard
trying to
who
like
was in it.
avoid. So yeah, I definitely haven't. I've been trying to like avoid like the last.
Was the
trailer
toupee
and
one?
All that. Just the movie's a week away now. Like, just give me the movie.
Yeah.
All right, because somebody showed up. Did somebody say it?
It's the one with the toupee, right? Where they're talking about.
No, somebody showed.
No,
In
somebody
Oh,
shows
maybe I
up.
didn't see it then.
Yeah, I know who showed up. I just don't want to.
And
Is
that,
it's the ground up?
no, it's them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the person, like, and this person has been
Yeah.
on interviews saying that they loved it. It really kicked in when they put on a suit and they had to fight some major scenes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that the person that we're talking about in the shot in the trailer? You see their feet and it pans up, or is that someone different?
No, it fades in. You want me to just tell you what it is?
Yeah, go ahead. That's all.
No, I want to.
Come on, tree shirt guy for the world to see it. You haven't seen it.
Go ahead. I
Right,
just
right.
wanted to do this.
X
Just wave your hand when you're
23
done.
shows up from Logan.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Green.
That's,
Same
yeah,
person.
that's not
Yeah.
that's not that's not
But
really
the
cool.
fact that they said that they put on a suit, and then they actually
Yeah.
put a picture of the character in that suit on their Twitter or Instagram and stuff right
Mhm.
after the trailer came out. So I think we're gonna see that, and that's amazing. All right, look
Yeah.
at that, spoiler free right there. Go check out that trailer. All right, we're all set here. Let's get into some announcements. Young at Heart Foundation. This is a great organization run by our good friend Mike out in California. Faith, trust, belief is their motto. They do great things for the kids waiting medical procedures out in California. 2 ways you can help them. You can go to youngatheartfoundation.com and you can click this button to register to become a donor for Donate at Life America. More than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving transplant, and you can register today to become an organ donor by clicking this button. Second way to help is to sponsor a Hope Kit. That's 100% tax deductible. They take all the funds together and make these great gift packages for these kids that are waiting these medical procedures. If you have another way that you want to help Mike and Young at Heart Foundation, give him a call at 323-396-9998 or email him at info@youngatheartfoundation.com and tell him that the council sent you. Facebook, it's Alternivus. This is our home away from home. It's located in Hyde Park, New York, 870 Violet Avenue, Hyde Park, New York, to be exact. It's owned by our great friend Anthony, who's also part of the Council of Comics. And Anthony has a special for you guys out there. You know, Alternivus specializes in comics, cards, and toys, and they have the Hudson Valley's biggest selection of comic books, all bagged and boarded. And you want to give a special out to anybody out there that does not have a comic book shop, or you have to drive 2 or 3 hours to get to a comic book shop. Anthony will solve all those problems. He'll get you shipping information. He'll get your pull list, and he'll take 10% off of the order. So just get in touch with Anthony by giving him a call at 845-233-4234 or emailing him at alterniverse2@aol.com. The website is alterniverse.net. They also do card tournaments on the weekend, Lorcana, Pokemon, Magic. Get in touch with Anthony if you're in the area, and he will give you the schedule. The Council of Comics is 4 subscribers away from 900. 4! Just 4! If you are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean?
Your friend down the street to come subscribe.
Can we get it done by the end of the stream? We just need 4. Reach out to a friend, to a friend, to
What do
a
I
friend.
always say? I don't get comfortable to where like 3 or 4 over.
I know.
Things shake and move all the time.
But just to hit it would be nice to do it on the
Oh, it'd
show.
be nice
There's
to see that number, sir.
There's tons of videos on the channel. We have comic book pickups. I just dropped episode number 37 is a 51 book haul part 1. Check that out. Skits and pics of New Comic Book Day episode 107 is also up. There's also a motion comic new that's up, and there's also council conversations and tons of other things. We even went to California. There's a playlist there for California as well. So pick what you like. Hit that like button. Please like and subscribe. Next up, Couching and Slouching with C. Bizzle.
Hey, my peoples. You gotta excuse me, my voice is a little harsh today, But please come check out my channel. I do a lot of unboxings. I have a very, for my voice to be messed up, I do have a very busy week this week. I will be here with the Council Comics on Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, hanging out with these guys. But on Tuesday, I should be on Gary B's 1011, and then this this next Saturday, I will be on Coffee with Cliff. So check me out on my channel. There's gonna be some huge changes to my channel. I'm gonna try to do some new formats stuff on there, and come check me out.
Excellent. Make sure you are liked and subscribed to Couching and Slouching with C Bizzle. Of course, Cliff cannot be here, but Cliff is at 772, also riding up the stream. Please like and subscribe. He has Coffee with Cliff, and C Bizzle is going to be on this upcoming week with him as well. He also has he gets on other people's shows and all that, so he has a lot of things to check out with Cliff on Comics. And we are also part of this Sunday legendary lineup that started at 9:45 this morning with Breakfast with Brian, then continued with Bleecker Street Comics at 10:40. I'm assuming that's supposed to say 10:45.
Yeah.
10:45 Comic Book Church. Then 5 p.m. here we are, Film and Box Office News live podcast. At 6 p.m. is the Comic Book Hangout, the Sunday Sesh. At 7 p.m. kicking it with K-pop, and then at 10 p.m. closing out the night is Trev the Shipping Guru and Evil's Comics doing their Sunday night live. Best Sunday legendary lineup in the game. The only legendary lineup in the game. Make sure you check that out. All right. So much going on. Here. All right. The Acolyte
I liked it.
has ended.
Well,
No,
season
I mean
one-
like season one has ended.
ended. Yeah.
Season one has ended.
Will they get a season
Phil,
two?
I've seen it. Oh yeah, I watched it. Like
let's give our overall.
overall,
Out of are we giving a number or just overall?
You could give a number. Yeah, let's give a number.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Phil. Go ahead.
overall, I'm giving this what is probably a generous 7 overall. Like there's a look, it's one of those things. I think it's a little bit overly bashed for what it is. And I definitely think that this should have been like a lot tighter a story, especially coming from like Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilm. So I think it's like a generous 7. It still is like, mildly entertaining at parts, and it's like it's so much that like could have been better. That's really like that's what it'll leave you with. It could have been better. And I know there's like a lot of hate about it, but those like a lot of people want you to hate everything that you like, and it's not that bad, but it's also like not the best that we could get from Star Wars.
What about you, Green Shirt Guy?
So I'll give my number at the end. I enjoyed it. Maybe I didn't have a whole lot of expectation going in. I agree with Phil. I think it's overly criticized, but I think in some ways it's also given a bump. And I think that's because it's a Star Wars franchise. Everyone expects a lot more. If this didn't have Star Wars on it and they weren't dressed as Jedi and they just had, if this was like just swords and not laser swords, I think people wouldn't be as critical of it as they are. But I also think that there's some things that will all gloss over because they're, it's Star Wars. I get more Star Wars. I enjoyed it though. I thought when it was really strong, it was strong. It does have some few issues with story, but I'm going to let some of those go. There's some things that are left open that are fine. There's a couple things I didn't really like, but it wasn't like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. That the franchise is now done because of this show. Let's all relax. I still think Andor is probably the best series that's come out on Disney Plus. But I'm not measuring it based on Andor. I'm measuring it based on what it is. So I think Andor's one. The first couple seasons of Mandalorian are right there. This is probably with season 3 of Mandalorian. It's not bad. It's not great. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like I said, the fight scenes are great. There's some interesting things they did with some Force stuff. So yeah, I give it like a 7.5, maybe. It's not terrible. It's
Okay.
When it's good, it's very good.
Yeah. After thinking long and hard about this series, I am a Star Wars fanatic.
I thought long and hard too. So, like I said, it's a generous 7. I'm being generous.
I'm gonna give it a 7, but not because I'm knocking off 3 points because it's a horrible show. I'm knocking off 3 points for, I guess, for not misleading, but making it so that it's a multi-seasonal show, which I get. That's fine. I can deal with a multi-seasonal show. But like, I felt a little misled that we were going to get a lot of answers in one season, and then it comes to find out it's got to continue into another season, which I am fine with. And
let me ask you this, though.
and I am happy to wait for a season 2. I thought the Acolyte season 1 was phenomenal. I thought what it told, the story, it's telling the story of how Darth Plagueis was searching, along with Palpatine, how to become a Force dyad. That's something that is explained through novels and even connects even to the Rise of Skywalker a little bit. It helps the Rise of Skywalker a little bit because Plagueis wanted to create life just like they did, but something happened with Plagueis and Palpatine tried it. It backfired on them, and the Force created Anakin as a response to what they were doing. And that's why they showed Darth Plagueis at the end. That was one of the things. I want to see him a little more. But I realized Plagueis has been there the whole time.
100%.
He's been there the whole time, and he knows what's going on, and he put Khmer to do this. And that's why I was like, yo, this series is dope. The problem is...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do you think...
No.
So, the Force Witches are on that planet trying to do their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we know from comics and so forth, it's never really brought up in this, that people can cloak themselves in the Force so you can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Plagueis is on that planet and yanking down that cloak with his own abilities so they think they're cloaking themselves, but they're not, and that's how the Jedi found them?
Huh.
Like the purpose was to bring them so he could tear them down of their own accord.
Oh, you think he set up the Virgins, where they knew the Virgins was there?
Well, he knew the Virgins was happening.
Yeah.
But he knew that if the Jedis came to look for it, they would never find them because these Force Witches would be able to cloak themselves.
But
And
you think
he's
he uncloaked it?
I'm going to yank this. But you
It's
don't know
possible. That's possible. Because I think after seeing Plagueis, I'm like, oh, he's been in control of this the whole time.
He's certainly been involved.
The whole time.
I have a question for all you guys. When y'all watch shows like this, do y'all have a mindset of watching them like in a vacuum, meaning that they're their own thing and you want to just focus on that, or do your mindset is I'm pulling from comic books, movies, and other shows?
I'm pulling from the canon. The universe.
Yeah, it's pulling from comic books, and we've actually talked about like things in like the chat, like all right, like like the bleeding of the lightsaber that is out of the comic books.
Well,
the hyperspace disaster, that's out of the books, and they mention these things in the show.
Right.
Yeah.
So like the planet with those witches shouldn't have been inhabitable. They created the life there because of the hyperspace disaster that like took out all the life there.
Yeah. And then in the books, Plagueis and his master, I forgot what his Tenebrit, his master Tenebrit. One of their home bases was a planet called Baldemic, and it was a planet rich in cortosis, and that's where Plagueis killed his master, and it matches the description of what they showed on the show of the planet. Like down to it's a lush green planet at times, blah, blah, and then it had cortosis veins. So they're pulling from all over the place. And I think this really, I know people are going to hate it, but I don't care. I don't care because I think it makes the story better. It explains the Force Dyad thing from Rise of Skywalker a little better. Because remember when he took the power from them two, he was like a dyad that hasn't been seen in generations. That links back to George's vision. So even though you say what you want about Rise of Skywalker, I was like, I thought that was dope. I also thought was dope, and I think a prediction will be is that Khmer will become the first Knight of Ren.
Maybe
Because
see that.
because his music, the night Kylo Ren's music played a few times over him when he was talking.
I'm trying to think who he would be though, because if you look at the Knights of Ren,
But it won't be the ones from the comics. It'll be like the
Oh,
first
okay,
generation
okay.
of Knights of Ren.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get a season 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think there'll be some. Okay, let's tighten this up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's tighten this up. But it
I was
will
gonna
focus-
say, like you know, because like Willow left us with like a
Yeah.
cliffhanger, kind of like this also, and
yeah.
I don't think that Willow season 2 is happening, guys.
It's
not.
what they said one of the
Willow
they said one of the
was
problems-
planned that way, right?
Yeah. They said one of the problems was that Disney didn't want to go full dark side with this show,
Which is
Well-
I think is actually a mistake.
which I think they'll change their mind if they do a season 2.
Yeah,
Well,
that was a good question. Was it liked enough to get like that season 2? Did it do well enough to get that season?
The problem
2?
was the cost. You gotta get over the cost. 180 million.
Which is a lot. Dude.
That's a lot of money.
that is that, and you know what? There's parts of this that it does not look like $180
Yeah.
million project.
I'm like-
But there are other parts that do though.
yeah, but it should
Yeah.
look like $180 million project
Yeah.
all the way through for $180 million.
It's that trying to create, like when you
it's
create a movie, you have a
rushed.
beginning, you have the end, you have the middle, you have the plot and all that. But for these, you have to make each section be a mini story basically, and have a beginning and,
And
ending.
you
and
have
all
to
that.
rush it out. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a reason this is coming out up against Game of Thrones and The Boys, and it's coming right after X-Men. And so you keep that Disney Plus. So, yeah, I think it's a
Definitely.
little bit like, and that's one of the, like, I think the problems maybe is they rush these things because they're in competition. They're in
Well,
competition hard.
They
They
are.
should have went more dark side with it. They should have
But
went
you
more
gotta
dark
also
side.
remember they're in competition, but they're also, like many streaming services, are trying to push out stuff right now because they don't have anything sitting on the shelf because everything was shut down during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going, well, this is what we got. This is coming out because we can finish this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it did feel like they definitely did feel a little bit like, man, if you tighten this up, it would have been better. And I got a feeling like, no, the deadline is this. You're coming out.
Yeah. Which is horrible. But
Which is, again, I know that's like the Hollywood thing. And they see that like, oh, The Boys is coming out, Game of Thrones is coming out. We need something so people stick around. And
Exactly.
So when you take points away, and I'm just playing the other side of this, and you can give whatever rating you want. So when you take points away because it's not a contained story, were you thinking you were getting one season and getting a full story in one season?
I thought I was getting a complete story in one season, and
I
at the
think you
end
did.
at the end of that season would give you things like, oh, that's something new for over there. But I feel like they didn't answer a lot of things. Like they didn't answer how they were created. You know what I mean?
No.
They didn't answer like if these are so powerful. They didn't really show how powerful, which is okay if I know this is going to be a multiple season show.
I don't
You know
think
what
that
I
was
mean?
the point of this season, though. I think the point of this, or the arc of this season, is Bad Jedi. It's a mystery. We're going to solve the mystery of what actually happened. Then we
Yeah.
can answer other things going forward.
Mhm.
I think that was the point. Whereas going into Andor, I thought that was going to be one season, and then getting towards the end, I'm like, oh, this is going to go longer, and that's
Mm.
fine that it is. 'Cause we
Mhm.
didn't get answers, really a whole lot of answers at the end of that one,
Mhm.
but I'm not mad at it. So like,
There's all right.
I can't take points away because I don't get a full story in one season.
I'm gonna throw this theory at you. This has been thrown around, and I'm like, huh. The Force Dyad has always come up in like a generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that even though they never met, that Grogu and Anakin, since they were born around the same time, were supposed to be the Force dyad. But since the Emperor and all that took over and everything went wild, they weren't ever able to become a Force dyad.
Question.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I'm a question. I'm a newbie in the Star Wars lore. What's a Force dyad?
It's just like two people that can use the Force and link with each other. Like if I'm here and you're there, we're just linked and we can do anything. We can pass things. Like I could go like this and then you do like this and you'll have the lightsaber in your hand over there.
Kylo Ren in. Right.
Yeah.
The Force FaceTime.
Yeah, and then you can like heal better. You can heal stuff and all that because remember Kylo healed Rey.
That's the thing that pissed me off in that movie. So if your tank is 100, and you're gonna heal someone, and it's gonna take you whatever, heal her and leave this much for yourself. How much sense does that make? Stupid. That was really dumb.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
Where she passes him the lightsaber,
Right.
That was pretty hot. Like that part was cool. And when they fought each other in the room, in the opposite rooms, and like that was a cool fight. Like,
yeah.
The other thought that I had towards the end, because the whole time, again, we don't find out exactly how they were created and all that stuff, which I think we'll maybe get more because those characters aren't going anywhere. Do you think this was the question? And I think I asked Steve this. Do you think that they were trying to create one being and the soul split? That's why you have the twins.
I think I think they were trying to make an Anakin, but something happened and they split. An unexpected thing happened and they said, but that's another thing. Like, how can be two people be the same people? Like, I'm sure those answers will come. You know what I mean? But no, they're not just twins. They're the same person.
I gotta keep reading like the High Republic books. Like I'm doing the second phase now. Like I did the first phase, like the actual the main books too.
Second phase goes back 100 years, right?
The second phase goes back 100 years from like the first phase. So the first phase was about like the hyperspace disaster and them setting up Starlight Beacon and the Nihil with like Marcion Rowe, and then like him destroying and like that. Now it's like 100 years past that, and the second phase is about like one of the things is like like a kind of like a cult of like the Path of the Open Hand, and they actually have his ship, like Marcion Rowe's the Gaze Electric. I think his like mother. Marta Rowe, because it's 100 years past, is like one of the characters, and she's like young at the time in this.
Marcion Rowe is a dope character. This show is supposed to take place after the defeat of the Nile.
Okay.
So, however the books end, that's where the Acolyte picks up.
I'm doing like the second phase right now, and I do say I am enjoying the High Republic books. So that stuff I like especially like the audio books. They're so cool. Like,
real quick, anybody seen season finale of The Boys?
I have not yet. I'm still watching.
None of you saw it.
I know, but I'm like behind like 4 episodes.
I saw it, and it was phenomenal. Let's just put it down. It is phenomenal.
That has a much higher star than Acolyte does.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Like next season is gonna be insane.
That's an 8.7 score. What's the Acolyte get? Like on that IMDb score.
Let's leave the Acolyte alone. It's great television. Great television.
I enjoyed it.
All right, so we won't get into this too much, but I did watch The Boys. It was a phenomenal ending. The stakes are at an all-time high. It's just go A-Train. That's all I can say. But very, very nice. You want to be like A-Train. Let's put it that way. You want to be like A-Train. That's all I'll say about it. You want to be like A-Train. But yeah, we'll wait until everybody's watched that. We'll wait. All right. The box office. Hold on.
Everybody
that's right.
money.
I do want
Twisters.
I do want to do this.
Twisters is number one.
Yeah,
Pulled
I
in
definitely
80
wanna go
80
see
million.
million is a really good number for that movie.
100%, because it's gonna drop precipitously. I don't think that's gonna have staying power.
Oh, it's gonna
No.
drop huge. And
But to
next
get
week
that
we'll
opening
hit
weekend?
like a $125 million movie. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely want to go see it because I love the first Twister movie.
Me too. Well, you live where you could actually see one in person.
I haven't seen one yet, but fingers crossed.
Make sure you get some footage, some nice
Right,
HD
right.
footage.
I'm like, oh, that's a cow.
I wonder how much it did worldwide. Oh, it's at 123 worldwide. That's not bad.
Nah, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
Okay.
I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't make a ton of money worldwide because it's. Yeah.
All the money's
I
gone.
think it's gonna.
You better make your money this week because ain't nobody making no
Yeah.
money next week.
nobody's
No,
making it.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
What's Deadpool gonna come in at? 225, 230?
I can see that.
Domestic. Oh,
I'm going to go
can see that.
245.
245?
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going
I'm
250.
thinking,
I'm going 245.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking
I'm-
around that number. I think it's gonna do that number. Yeah.
oh my goodness. I'm gonna go.
If
I'll
it's
go
How
to
many
good,
people are gonna go
200.
see it?
I'm gonna go 200 domestic just because it's expensive now. It's expensive.
Yeah,
yeah,
comic people are going to go see it.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds fans are going to go see it.
yep,
People are
Hugh
going to
Jackman.
go see it to see if Taylor Swift miraculously makes an appearance.
see the Swifties.
Oh my god.
You
this
know,
movie's gonna
so
make
you got
so much
that's
money.
3 huge fan bases that are
Yeah.
all going to go spend their money.
And
I
imagine if it's a good movie.
Well, that's it.
Oh
and
my goodness.
then if it gets good reviews, which we all know that Marvel probably are paid for it to get decent reviews to start off with.
Mhm.
I know inside secret that you
They
someone
didn't
say that.
they didn't pay good reviews for Acolyte.
Well, but because they don't care because you better get your money.
Mhm.
I would say it's going to drop, but it'll still be 150 the next week.
Yeah,
Too high, you know, I could see it being like R-rated movie though. That's the holdback.
I hear that. I don't think that's going to be that much of a barrier though. This is not a family movie.
Yeah, I think Hugh
It's not.
Jackman like balances that out. I really do. Like, cause
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman is like a family, like he's a family movie guy, basically.
Mm,
The only one he's done that's crazy is like what? Wolverine, but he's never cursed as Wolverine in the movies.
did you?
Well, he
what
said
was
it
the
a couple,
one-
he said it a couple times.
Was
but-
Australia? What was that one? You ever see that movie? I
Nope.
think it's called
No.
Australia. It's
The
like
only
years
movie I
later,
know
it's
of Hugh
stripped out.
Jackman play in is X-Men and Wolverine. That's it.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
has
yeah,
some other, no, but he had The Greatest Showman, which is great.
which that is
Again,
great.
Wolverine
Uh,
and X-Men.
Prisoners. It's a great movie. He's in it with Jake Gyllenhaal. If you haven't seen that movie,
Didn't he in
Watch that
Les Mis with whatchamacallit?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, very talented.
well, he
Well,
was a
He's a Broadway star.
to start off with.
But the thing is, he's
Yeah.
coming back as Wolverine in the yellow suit. That's what's gonna make everybody come to the theater.
How much
I agree.
time is he in the yellow suit?
The whole movie, pretty much.
You think?
Yep.
I think
I don't
majority.
think that.
I think we're gonna see more
I
than
don't
two.
think
No, I
that.
mean like you have the intro with him, blah blah blah. But I think 75% of the movie is in that
I
too.
think you're gonna see multiple suits in this movie.
Oh, I don't doubt that. There's gonna be
Yeah.
variants and all that other stuff.
Well, for
Um,
no other reason they want to sell different toys.
I would not
Yeah.
even bat an eye if they put in Henry Cavill as Wolverine in a cameo. I wouldn't even doubt that.
True.
Taron Egerton.
Yeah, I wouldn't even doubt that.
Actually, I could see them doing all of them, and that you test a couple of them to see who everyone likes, and that's the one you keep.
Once from that new trailer that came out with that new show of a new character, right there I knew, oh, anything's happening here.
Yeah,
Anything.
I'm trying to see what Ryan Reynolds' wife is gonna be playing.
Probably Lady Deadpool.
I think she's Lady Deadpool. I think that's
You think so?
Yeah.
because she's the easy pull. Hey, honey, you want to go? You won't have to do much work. You're gonna get paid a boatload of money. You know, and you can kind of come and go when you want because we're running the show here.
Yeah.
All right, let's run through the rest of this box office. Despicable Me 4 takes a 45% drop, brought in about 23 million. Inside Out 2 still
Is that
rocking.
at $500 million yet? By the way, Despicable Me.
Almost.
I know that one.
57 million away.
Oh, you talking about Despicable Me?
Despicable Me, I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because it's at, I see what it is domestic, but
It's not
Yeah.
at half a million.
Yeah.
good for them.
Half a billion. Yeah.
There you go.
$500 million.
Long
What's Oddity?
dropped 47%. Huh? This is
What's
like
Oddity?
it's supposed to be like hold on, 40.
I know that's Nicolas Cage.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say? Oddity?
Yeah.
A psychic medium attempts to uncover the truth behind her sister's murder at the site of a crime.
Of the crime.
Shutter IFC.
Oh, okay.
Quiet Place. How much is a Quiet Place, man?
I want to see that one too.
Me too.
241.
41, and that for that
That's not bad.
franchise is that's a success. That's a win.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Considering when it's coming out too, it's like in a weird spot.
I don't think that
Yeah.
cost $180 million to make either.
No. I mean, the most money they spend is on the CG for the creatures, but
Yeah.
they're smart about when they do those. It's quick blips, and it's always
Yeah.
flashback, so you see it for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then it's really about the.
It's only about once or twice during the movie you actually see the creature.
Oh, you saw it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Trailer.
Oh, right.
All right, then. Besides that, nothing really big. Bad News is a newcomer at 1 million. Bad Boys is still in there, about 2-3 million. Fly Me to the Moon, 3 million. Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot, making some money.
Okay.
What Widow Click Quo?
Widow Clicko. The story behind the View Clicquot Champagne family and business that began in the late 18th century.
That's what people got big money to want to watch that.
Right. That's an art house movie. 100%.
Yeah. That's not for us common folks.
No. That's a movie.
It's not for us, folks. It's for...
Mm-mm.
Kingdom of Planet of the Apes is still making money.
Oh, wow.
Good for
Yeah,
Kingdom
but
of
it's only
Planet of the
150
Apes.
theaters.
Yeah, but still, that's 106,000. 106,000 more than I got, I tell you.
Mhm.
Jeez. All right, that's the box office, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get into the reason why we do this. It's time for our
Homework.
review, ladies.
This
Homework
one I
time.
had to actually pay $5 to grab it off of eBay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so now I got the whole set, except for the new one. I'll have to grab that one.
But that's a good
Actually
thing
found,
because
I found Sing in the Little Mermaid Blu-rays in one of those library boxes walking today. So I grabbed them up.
Nice.
hey, that's a good thing because you got to save physical media because they're trying to do away with it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
physical media is big.
And, $5 movies are fun to collect. If you're listening, Hollywood, $5 laser discs are fun to collect. $5 movies are cool to collect.
All they heard was collect money, charge him $50 for that.
Right,
laser.
right.
they did not hear the $5 part of that, right?
That's what you gotta say. You got a bookend in the front and the back.
I want you to program my brain. I don't want to hear anything lower than a 10. I will not hear it.
10. 20. They always start with 20.
1999.
Hey,
But after that, there's Cody, which does it for a lot cheaper than $5.
It's the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're ending out our Hunger Games trilogy. This came out in 2015. Same director, Francis. Yeah, Francis Lawrence.
well, he did the last 3.
Yeah.
Right. This movie starts off with Katniss getting her neck examined because she got choked up beyond belief at the end of the last movie.
Can we talk about that?
Huh?
Now, can we talk about how she healed way too fast?
No, I told Kamaria that. I was like, yo, did she healed? She was like, no, time's passed like in the book. I was like, yeah, but you
It
gotta
doesn't look
show
like it
that in the movie. You gotta at least give me a line like, yeah, that happened months ago or something like that. You know what I mean? Give me one
somebody-
line.
Or her hair's short and grows or something.
Something that shows the passage of time. But I
How
guess
about
this
even
movie,
like she had to like learn to walk again or something like that. And you see a little quick montage of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was I say? Oh, so basically the rebels are winning pretty much.
Yeah.
And they're closing in on the capital. They're about to go to District 2 because that's where the arsenal is held for the capital, and if they can get that, then they can turn the tide, blah blah blah. Katniss wants to go, but Coin doesn't want to. They basically, Katniss's use is basically done. They're basically done with Katniss. You've done whatever. You can film all your propos here. You don't have to leave out. Blah blah blah.
The things that she doesn't want to do in the first place.
Right.
Right.
So they come up with this brilliant plan to bomb the mountain and basically almost kill everybody in the mountain. And I think if it wasn't for Boggs saying that we could have like a tunnel or something like that where some people can escape, they wouldn't even have had that, and they would have killed everybody in there. And it was like better off that nobody has that stuff than if we get it. And I thought that was just like, all right, you guys are you're becoming what
That's where
what
this
you
movie
hate.
starts to lose me, especially with Gale, because he's like, well,
Yeah.
you know, in war things happen. I'm like, okay, but you're no longer a sympathetic character at all.
Right?
Like that was my complaint about this whole movie. Is like none of these characters do I care about anymore. They're all kind of one note bad.
Yeah.
The one I did like they killed was Boggs.
Yeah, but he's not in. He's not in.
Was that
the movie long enough for me to-
Mashallah Ali?
Yeah.
Like right off. Oh, he catches the landmine, right? Like right in there.
Yeah, but I was like, yo, couldn't you like
They,
change
like-
it a little bit? Let
I
him
like
live like toward the
I
end
like
or
the
something like
part
that.
with like Katniss is healing and Joanna comes and steals her morphine. And and she has like nothing good to say too in that conversation. Like she is just like, "Oh, you're the Mockingjay."
Yeah. But she tells like how she was tortured. I guess in the books they go more in depth of how they're tortured. She was right next to PETA. She could hear PETA being tortured.
Yeah, you can hear her being tortured. She's like bald now. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Joanna go out in the field though. I would have liked her to be like part of Katniss's team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like when she was like, I'm gonna kill Snow. I was like, bet. Let's get these two together. Let's get it on. But she's like, no, I'm gonna stay in cover for you. I was like, what?
She gives her the hint like you could sneak onto this ship and that's gonna take you to District 2.
I was like, nah,
Well,
you
that's the
must
thing
be
that got me
rolling with
too.
her.
So she sneaks out of the chef. I buy that. I watch that. I fully get that. We've seen that a billion times. But then you walk out in a crowd where everybody knows what you freaking look like, and you think you're gonna hide. Like, come on. You put your hood up but you're wearing the Mockingjay outfit that everybody knows what it looks like.
Yeah,
Like,
she wasn't
you
being
think
very-
you're gonna hide?
Yeah, she wasn't being very like, no. The time for hiding was over.
This is one thing I love about Green Shirt Guy. I've been on this show for a few months. He will find any plot holes in any movie.
I
love it. But I love it
If
though.
you break your rules,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But come on, it loses plausibility to me.
Yeah. But I love it though. So it's like almost every week I look forward to it. It's
All
okay,
right,
where you go?
I'll keep it up then.
Yeah. Please.
They're
do.
like using her to like that. They're going in now, like after the rebels go in, so they could like film. like these fake, like
Yeah,
like war
fake
propaganda
things.
still, like the same type
Yeah.
of thing. Film more
And that-
propaganda with.
That
Like,
was another thing. I was like, I wanted to see at least a 3 to 5 second shot of the front lines going into the city and fighting. You know what I mean? When they show up, it's already the fighting has already happened in the front
fighting
line.
has already happened.
Yeah, and I was like, you could have gave me like 3 seconds of like this massive like city thing that's going on, blah blah blah, and then
Right.
afterward be like, all right, it's good for us now. We can go. They moved ahead just to
Well-
give it that oomph. You know what I mean?
You don't even
Yeah.
need to show me a ton of that because that's something that you could have shown clips of while you're watching. That's the perfect time to show time passing. If you show her recovering while there's a battle going on and you show different areas, you don't even have to show me the whole battle. You could show me an air battle in this here, and then
Like the news
ground
footage
battle
or
here.
something.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
different areas. Then I know that something's happened. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the fight on the Capitol is going on ahead of them, and they're doing like supposed to film like propaganda pieces and
Yeah. But the
Right.
war they've built all these like war pods amongst the buildings, and I'm like,
Mhm.
that
Out of
had to
nowhere?
take time. That had to
That
take
is
some
some-
time to do that.
Unless you were planning this the whole time.
Yeah, like
that is some straight up booby traps. Like what's
Yeah.
Finnick say? Welcome to the 76th Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Games, yeah.
And like the Capitol is now like the arena in this
Right.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just love when you see that one shot when she finally gets the the hollow and
Yeah.
turns it on. Well, we got to get to here because we get to here. I can get a shot at that snow, and then when you turn it on, you see where they all are, and they're everywhere. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing?
And that's the ones they know of.
right. And
they-
there's new ones that we don't know about.
Yeah.
So they could be every 2 feet for all you know.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, where are the civilians living?
They've been evacuated into the
Not
into
all of them.
because he said was it last movie or this movie? He said tell everybody to evacuate the first ring or something like that and bring them in.
Don't remember that, but you're probably
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. All right, so they're moving forward. Snow fills an arena with a certain liquid, which is pretty cool. And
But does not fill it completely because
It's not even like
yeah, I
it's
guess
like
they
a
ran out.
section of
They
like,
ran out.
street.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just like
So-
when they get up to the top of that one area and she stops and because her stairs missing. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
but you've been jumping and climbing on stuff this whole movie. You can't still do that?
Right.
Like, why?
And then our boy Boggs is killed before that. But he
Yeah.
transfers the hollow over to
That's the other one that took me out of it. His death took me out of it.
Katniss.
Oh, when he
Yeah.
catches the landmine.
And half of him blows off. There's no blood anywhere. And
No, I don't
blood
think
coming
half
out of
of-
his mouth as he dies, as he's talking.
I don't think his body got split
Yes,
in half.
it did. There's only half.
I don't
of
think
it when
so.
she goes up to talk to him.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
notice that.
Yeah.
100%. It blew like half of him off.
I gotta
Yeah,
go
he
back.
didn't have much
Basically
to
his
say.
waist
What
down.
was it? It was like, and he actually knew what she was there to do. He's like, "Go do
Yeah.
what you came to do."
Right.
Like
Yeah. That's why I liked
also
him. He
love-
knew what was up.
He turns.
he
the
knew
hollow
what
to-
she was there really. Like it wasn't to film propos. It's the
Yeah.
Well, he turns the hollow security thing over to her, and then 30 seconds later, second command's like, "Well, you're gonna give it to me now." No. Well, I'm gonna pull a gun on you, and now you are. Shoot me. You'll still not be able to use it.
Yeah, that's the whole I'm like, why is she pointing the gun? Like he clearly transferred it to her.
Yeah.
He's the only one that could have transferred it to her.
Right.
So why are you acting this way? You're supposed to trust him. But they did say that Boggs said in the end, you would help me, but that was a lie.
Well, yeah, they all knew
Yeah.
what was going on.
Yeah. All right, so they go forward. They actually go they go through like the tunnels, and then they're going through all that. Then they have the scene with that our boy Finnick bites the dust with those.
that was the
Hold on.
lizard mutts.
yeah,
This is
the
other
lizard
thing.
mutts.
So just for you, Seabass, there's another one
Yes.
that took me out of it.
Yes.
So this has been a war movie from the get-go, right?
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
even the last one. And for 5 to 10 minutes, it's a zombie movie. We're being chased by
Yeah.
zombies.
yeah.
With no explanation as to
No
what those things
explanation.
are, or where
Yeah.
they came from, or that,
But they're not zombies though.
but
No,
here's-
that
Well, we know that they're probably humans that have been.
you
worked
saw
on,
like
but there's
that one
no
woman
nothing.
like that worked on like with Cinna, and he turned her kind of into a cat.
Right, but their eyes are on the side of their head.
No, Green Shirt Guy's talking about the zombie people.
Yeah, he did the same type of
Those-
technique, but it was like with instead of like a cat fur, he made like these lizard things.
That's kind of that's why I kind of wish we had we missing both our experts on
Yeah,
the book to explain the zombies.
So like
I
yeah,
just
you
feel
saw
like-
that like that one female that was
Yeah.
like almost like half
Come on.
cat. He did the
Kamaria
same thing.
did
to,
mention that they were more lizard-like in the books. They were more
Okay.
reptilian-like in the book.
It was
Remember
5
saying.
minutes of the movie, and then we're supposed to just forget about it right after that.
Yeah, but it was really
Going
creepy
on-
though to have them
like-
going.
Yeah.
To have them going catnip.
It would it would have been
Yeah.
scarier to me if they were human beings that were like hyped up on some weird drug, and you can tell that they're still humans that are just
Mhm.
don't know what they're doing and are brainwashed and just running at them. That would
Yeah.
make more sense than some weird white beings that are in loincloths chasing them. Like, what is that?
down in the sewer. Yeah, down
In the sewer, no less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our boy Finnick bites the dust.
In a messed up way.
Yeah.
Oh, he
agree.
catches it. They like eat him alive, and then she
Yeah.
blows them all up with the
Yeah. I don't want to leave out Peter though, because even though he's been rescued from the Capitol, Coin finds it a brilliant idea to have
Send him.
to send Peter to the front lines with Katniss, knowing that he's gonna be murdering her.
Well,
Yeah,
I just don't
he
know, they
just
all
choked
trust
her
him,
out.
too.
He
They
almost
don't
killed her
trust
by
him.
the liquid fill.
They don't trust him, but they trust him.
Right.
Yeah.
But eventually he gets a hold
Trust
of
him.
his rage and all that. And
Is it real or is it this not real?
is it real or is it not? Yeah. And then they go to hide out in I forget it's the cat lady.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
from the books, Kamari is saying she's Snow's cousin from the prequel.
Mm.
Okay.
The girl
Well,
in the
she's-
beginning. The girl in the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's her from the beginning. Yep.
Okay. Well, that makes sense because she was one of the designers.
Yeah.
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 That makes sense.
So that was a nice little deep cut for that. They decide that Gail and her are gonna go to the main thing and just get it all over with, where everybody's being evacuated into. Then all of a sudden, everything goes haywire. Bombs are being dropped, and a bomb gets dropped, and Prim is there helping with the medical
Well,
stuff. And then
Didn't they talk about that earlier too? That's what they were trying to do.
that was
bomb
Gail.
this?
That was Gail's like idea. It was
Yeah,
a
from the
delayed
beginning.
explosion. You get all the people to one spot
yeah.
with like an explosion, so they rush to one spot, and you
Yeah.
got them all there in that one spot to
Right. And then
blow
bomb
them to
goes
hell.
But you know
and
the
you get all their medics to run out and help them too.
Yeah, so you
Correct.
get everybody. And that was Gail's idea, like his contribution to. We're no longer so innocent in this war effort.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
And
Katniss,
and
you
when
know,
he's telling that story, that's where I was like, "Well, you're a piece of garbage. I'm done with you."
that was a nice little.
that
little
was his
turn,
whole
though.
thing. Like his whole like idea just got enacted. Like they
Yeah.
used that strategy right there.
I like that turn because I was kind of waiting for Katniss to like find her way in there and actually kill him, but
And
then
you-
it's like over after that bomb. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
and you
it's
found out
over.
that it wasn't President Snow
Yeah.
that did that bomb. That came from
because
Coin.
okay, listen, how she finds
Came
out.
from
That's
the-
a great scene as well, where they have Snow. He's not dead, so she gets blown up in that bomb, goes unconscious, and then she wakes up and finds out that it's over. And after I guess healing up for a little bit, she goes to the place where they're holding Snow, and he's inside this garden with roses and all that. And so she
Yeah.
goes. They weren't gonna let her in, but the commander said that she can do whatever she wants. She
With
deserves it.
my clearance.
Yeah. So she goes in there and Snow's in there being a gardener. And they have this conversation. And he reminds her, remember, we're never supposed to lie. We promised never to lie to each other.
Yeah.
And what he told her was like, do you think I would have bombed? He's like, that's waste. He's like, I don't waste people's lives. and he's like, I didn't bomb at the end. That was your girl Coin doing all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, you're a liar, blah blah blah. But then Gail comes in and she talks to him and he gives him that pout face and I didn't think they were going to use my idea. I really didn't.
Could you kiss me really weakly again?
Yes.
That was the worst.
I'm in a lot of pain. You should kiss me right now.
Oh wow.
So he's out of there because she said, I don't ever want to see you again. And I was like, oh, you're done. Get out of here. But here's the crazy part. Coin and them take over. And Coin gathers up all the victors from before and is like, well, I think we should have like another Hunger Game. Like,
remember that bad idea that we were fighting this whole time? We're going to do it too.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, that was even some of the reaction from the victors.
Yeah,
too.
I was
They're
waiting
all
for
there,
their
they're like,
reaction.
What?
And when Hamish is like,
I'm
what?
seeing that coming, going into that.
Peter's
It's
like,
with
this
a
is the
twist.
stupidest idea I've ever heard. But Katniss agrees to it because she says she wants to be the one to kill Snow.
Well, she agrees to it only if she can be the one to kill Snow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, well, only one person can kill. She wants to be the one to kill
And
him.
then Hamish is like, well, I'm going with her
Because he looks
I've
at her
been
and he
doing that
realizes
the
what
whole
she's
time.
gonna do. Hamish is
Yeah.
always 10
You think
steps
so?
ahead. Yeah, I think he knows because he's like,
I
if
think he
she's
knew
saying,
she had some other
he-
motives. I don't
yeah,
know.
he knew that if Katniss is saying yes, she's got something up her sleeve, and I love her, and she's like a daughter, and I'm gonna go with her. Whatever she's planning, I'm down for.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so
and
yeah,
this scene is ridiculous too because I knew it was coming. Like if maybe because
You just had
Yeah.
a feeling.
I saw it coming. I'm like, she's not gonna shoot him. Well,
Yeah.
especially since in
He's
the first
dying.
movie,
Like,
remember
you
she
see
shot
him,
up and
he's
hit the
dying.
apple?
Yeah.
So like she's
Yeah.
gonna hit the right. But how long is that walk through the stadium? Like,
Oh,
it's gonna take her a good 2 hours to get up to actually shoot him. Like, what are we doing here?
They wouldn't be so dramatic with it.
I did like, okay, so I'm a filmmaker, right? So I look at certain
Mhm.
things and I'm like, how could that have been better? Okay, it could have been better if there's Snow right across from her, right? She
Mhm.
starts talking and doing this this monologue or whatever, right? But you come to realize toward like as she's pulling it out and she's talking with him, she's doing the monologue. You're coming to realize that she's not really talking about him until like the last sentence. And then he's kind of angled in the way where she doesn't have to go like this. So
He
it's
just moves
more,
his head out of the way.
yeah, it's just like more of a side thing. And she
Or she kneels
fires,
down.
and you think it's about to go hit Snow, but it goes right past him
Yeah.
and like
Yes.
and kills Coin. That's how I would have saw that. Like, oh, that would have been. It was
Well,
just
and it
very.
would have been a great conversation too if you do it where it's a conversation where it sounds like something else, but it's
Yeah.
it harkens back to something they said before.
Yeah.
So you know that she's talking to him,
yeah.
Yeah.
but she's addressing Coin would have been better.
Right. And then you can have everything else. The people can run and kill him after that. Everything else can be the
And
same.
she doesn't get the pill out fast enough.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh no! I saw all these people running from hundreds of yards away, but I couldn't.
I don't think I would want to take the pill.
What's
I'd
that?
be like, I don't think I want to take the
I wouldn't
pill.
have
I'm
done it
good.
either, I'm just saying.
Like I'm good.
I'm all right about that.
Because I would have thought of it as some like, okay, there's really no structure or anything. I'll escape. I'll get out of this, and then I'll just
Yeah.
go off into some foreign place and live my own life or whatever.
So
part with Hamish reading the letter.
yeah,
from,
Yes.
Philip, that he was reading the letter because I think Philip Seymour Hoffman actually passed away. It was supposed
Yes.
to be Philip Seymour Hoffman
Oh.
who actually
That makes
talked, who
sense.
said those things to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
makes
because he's
sense.
not in this movie much. He's in it. He's just not in it much. And they
Yeah,
could have
he had-
used older footage too.
He had passed
Mhm.
away.
So, you know, they're gonna let her go. Okay, whatever. But she goes back to District 12, which we've been told is completely obliterated.
No, except Victor's
for the house
village.
she lived in.
No, they did that purposely. They blew up that except Victor's village.
They
that's
don't
purp-
tell you that in the movie.
No, they don't tell you that in the movie, but I
In
hear
the
that's
movie,
in
they say District 12 is gone.
It's
there's nothing
destroyed.
left.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's completely destroyed.
But
Except for, just so happens the house that you lived in is fine.
Kamaria says in the book they purposely did that so the people would turn against Katniss and the Victors and all that other stuff.
That's
Yeah,
a 2-second scene that you could have shown.
I just looked it up. Philip Seymour Hoffman died almost, I want to say a full year. I mean, a little over a year before this movie came out. He passed away on February 2014.
Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah, that would have been over a year.
He had the great.
Yeah.
It's just one little scene that he was when she was telling him all this stuff, and he turns to her and he just smiles and he's just like, because that's the same thing he did to Snow before he left Snow. Remember, he was just like, I was like, oh, so he sees it as well. But then, okay, she goes back to Victor's village. Peeta joins her there. How did the cat? Someone explain to me how the cat made it all the way back. I was like, no. I was like, no.
And then she takes it out on the cat, which was such a silly.
Yeah, look at that cat didn't ram you up. What cat's on play?
And I love how she throws the cup and the cat doesn't move at all.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know, they hate each other. And
Kamaria says that's CGI though. That with the cat right there.
Okay,
it's dark. Yeah. That's what they wanted. They wanted the cat not to move and be like that. So, because if you threw it at a regular cat, that cat would be out of there. So she's there. She goes back with Haymitch, but you don't really see Haymitch for the rest of the movie. So I guess he's getting wasted in his own house somewhere. But Peeta comes back. So then they just show like, you know, Peeta and Katniss like growing up.
I found these primroses out by the trees.
They're in love. Don't worry, I'm not gonna choke you out anymore. But yeah, and it ends with them they got 2 kids.
So bad. That story was so bad.
I like the last line.
You didn't like that?
I like the last line.
I like stuff like that.
It could have been a better game thing. It could have been a better game thing, I thought. But that last line, like, there are worse games that you could play.
There were worse games that you could play. Yeah.
I was like, that's good.
I get it. It just ran corny to me. What also I didn't love, and I know this is supposed to be, it's not, but it's supposed to, on some level, be a children's story so we can get kids to watch this. So it's not R-rated. But when she gets in the bed with him and just curls up next to him, and they don't at least kiss.
Yeah.
Give me
why? Why do they gotta kiss?
If they're supposed, if he says to her, "Do you love me, real or not real?" and she doesn't kiss him, then come on.
Here's the thing with
There's
that.
no payoff there.
I do see your point, but I could counter with.
Suddenly they have 2 kids.
I could counter with this. She's been kissing people throughout all these movies, and it had no feeling. So this time she decides not to kiss,
you kiss him, and it's a believable, passionate kiss. I know you're not going to get a love scene. I get that. I'm not expecting that. And
I was good with that, though. They've been through a lot. Sometimes when you've been through stuff like that, you don't want to do nothing. You just want to be like there's some things.
Don't give me that.
I mean, I believe, you know, sex is wonderful, all that, but there are some things that are so traumatic that it will have you stop thinking about that for a little bit. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying sex. I'm saying that
a kiss.
They should have kissed each other.
Yeah.
She kissed Gail.
I think they just need to ease into it because they've both been through a hell of a lot. And she's
it would just be a nice little bow.
It would
to
make
the end of the
more
movie.
sense.
Yeah.
Especially when you kick to the next scene and she's holding the baby. It fully makes more sense. Instead of we're platonic cousins who sleep in the same bed for a while and one day it turns. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. All right, so let's go through our numbers, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start off with Green Shirt Guy. What do you got, Green Shirt Guy?
I did not like this movie. It was. I found large sections of it really boring. None of the characters are likable. None of them. I can't think of one that I was like, oh, well. The only one I liked that I was like, I felt for was Pollux when Castor got killed by the zombies, where he's crying in the next scene. That got me.
Yeah.
None of the other characters do I feel for because they're all kind of garbage and all bad people. And you've heard all of my took me out of the moments in this movie. So I'm giving this a 6.5.
6.5.
This I think is the worst of the 4.
Okay.
And I really
Phil?
didn't like the last one, but this one took it to a new level.
Okay. Phil?
I'm giving it a 7.5. I did enjoy it. I thought it was still fun, and it's Hunger Games. It probably should have been one movie, and they hit us with 2 for money reasons. But that's Hollywood. But
If this
I
is
thought,
a 3-hour movie, like you're instead of making it 2, and you cut all the fat from the last movie, it's probably a better movie.
yeah. I enjoyed it. It was, I liked even like the zombie things. Like, I liked that fighting and the action, and it had a lot. It had its share of action and explosions, and it was cool to me. So yeah, 7.5.
All right, 7.5. See Bizzle.
So I'm like in between Green Shirt Guy and Phil. I agree with Green Shirt Guy. I really feel that this part 1 and part 2 could have been just one movie. Like you said, we took out a lot of stuff that was very unnecessary. Certain things I felt like, and I agree with Green Shirt Guy on this, that they threw in like the zombie creatures. Just I may have missed it in the past movies. I don't know if they ever mentioned those creatures before, or somebody said it in passing, but they just there in this movie. So I agree with Green Shirt Guy on that. If I have to give it a rating, like I said, I'm right in between both of these guys. I give it a solid 7.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give this movie an 8.
Oh,
I'm giving it an 8 because it did wrap up everything.
Yeah.
It wrap up everything. It gave me some action, a lot more action than the last movie. Gave me some trauma. The twist of Coin blowing that up, like watching it the second time, I knew, but remember watching it the first time, and I was like, "Oh, she did that. That's crazy." That really, and it really got me on this one too. I was like, "Nah, that's crazy right there." I like the fact of the ending with Snow and her, and like Snow is like this bad dude, but the actor played him so well, even down to like the laughing when she killed Coin, and he's just like, ha ha ha.
I'll give you that.
I was like,
Yeah.
Throughout the series,
great.
he was a charismatic bad guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. He reminds me of Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Peter. Peter's acting is just like in the beginning when he's talking to the sister and like he's looking at her like da da da. I'm like, yo, Peter's acting, and then he teeters off toward the end, but the beginning was real strong. And I really hated Coin, so I thought that was a plus. I was like, ooh, I can't stand Coin, and that's a good thing when you really can't stand. That means they're doing their job really well. And then I like the bog scenes where they're going through the pods. Like I enjoyed it. I took off 2 points. Why did I take off 2 points? I took off 2 points for Boggs being killed early. That's one of the reasons right there. I thought he's a character that should have lasted. I took off 2 points also for Effie not being in this movie as much, even though I already know she wasn't even really in the other movies, but they just kind of, I guess the writer, from what Kumar said, the writer saw how popular Effie was from the first movie, so they took characters that are in the second part and said, no, give those parts to Effie because she can't be in the rest of the movie.
How about when
So
the new what's it called? Panem?
Panem.
She's basically back to where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A new Panera.
You're Ash Early, who was in the Capitol and helping our tributes, are basically back where you are.
Yeah, but she's not doing any tributes anymore.
No, but she's back in high society where she wants to be.
Is there a high society anymore? Like that's
where is she getting all those wigs and crap that she's wearing at the end of the movie?
Maybe her apartment. She had an apartment there. Maybe nobody touched anything in her apartment.
Come on,
because she's one of the big people, so she's not living on those outskirts. She's living toward the center.
And you think that this new group is like, oh, we'll just let you. It's fine.
What's wrong?
You screwed. You screwed.
You
us
can't
up
wear those
for
wigs
years.
in the Snoop Panam.
No. But I'm saying is they, knowing that you were part of the previous regime on some level, there's no punishment for her.
But that comes to the question. That comes to the question of, all right, do we punish everybody?
Which they
Who
clearly
is
were.
party? You know what I mean? Like, if you bring it back to like war.
do that.
But she was just, it was her job. You know what I mean? Like,
That's the kind of stuff that they said at the Nuremberg trials.
but that's what it is. It's just their job. Like, what if there was like I don't know, like a chef or something that was part of Germany? They weren't part of the Nazis.
Not the
they
same
lived
thing.
in Germany. That doesn't
Not
make
the same thing. So what you're saying is, I'll give you that. If there's in anybody listening, just know that I know this is really sensitive. So I'm not trying to make light of any of this. I'll give you that. Maybe if there's a chef at one of the concentration camps, but Effie is fully the person who's doing the announcements of what's going on.
It's a tough one.
It's promoting the death and destruction.
She's promoting.
Yeah,
She's promoting
tough
as part
one.
of the machine that made the Hunger Games popular.
So you
She's
think
not the
all of those
person-
people should be
She's not
punished?
the person that's building the arena.
So you believe everybody should have been punished that was helping in the Capitol?
I think the people. I don't know. It's a
Like, what's his face?
philosophical
The
argument,
host. Do you
and
think
I
that host should be punished?
Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But
what?
here's
No.
Here's the thing. It's a difficult thing, and we've seen this in Star Wars. And I don't want to bring it back to Star Wars, but even in the Ahsoka show, where you see the guy at that one where they're building the ships, who was a former Empire guy, who's turned his life around, is now still kind of not. So it's a difficult. Like you always want to give someone a second chance. I would never say that.
Right.
But it's difficult. Like I don't think you would put someone who had any kind of status back in a position where they can use that.
Right. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you on that.
But it's also a catch-22 because those same people, like the announcers, things of that nature, if they don't do their job, they can end up just like the people that's the lesser people.
Yeah.
Don't disagree. But that's the moral choice you're making.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great points. All right, that's the Hunger Games. Mine average will probably jump it up to an average of about 7. 7.25. Yeah. So that's good movie filming right there. That's good stuff. Phil, thank you for that trilogy. That was a great little run through of the Hunger Games.
Even though
it was fun.
If the last two movies were more like the first two, I would have liked. It got really flat towards the end.
If the last two movies were just one movie, I really feel that this franchise would be in the top tier.
It's fair.
Well, it's still around. They have made
the new one's good. I watched the new one today. I like it. I like the new one better than the last
I told Kamari that. I was like, this is one of my favorite ones. It's really good.
It's really well done. And there's more character development in that one movie than you get in these two with all the new characters you get in the last two.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The question was, with what liquid did Snow fill an arena of the city in order to kill Katniss and the rebels?
It has to be chocolate.
Was it water, oil, blood, or chocolate?
Chocolate. Augustus Gloop
I'm amazed at how many of you put chocolate, but
chocolate.
The answer is. Oh, there we go. Oil. You filled the arena with oil.
Here's what's wild too, is right. Oil, in and of itself, is not that color. So that's used oil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I think oil is like what, brown?
It's brown or like a golden color usually.
Yeah.
But they even Kamari. See, so we need the expert here, and we're gonna make Kamari choose another trilogy to join us since she couldn't be here. She sent a message she couldn't. The competition's running over, but she sends her love, and she thanks us for letting her be on here. She says that it's not really said in the book that it's oil, but more that it's like some kind of substance that was just real. I don't know. It was black and it was just weird.
Yeah, I was wondering that too because it didn't look like it's like you really can't die from oil unless you add
Inhale
flame
it.
to it. Yeah, or ingest it. So I think okay, so if you get covered in oil, just cover your mouth and try to keep your head up before. But this thing looked like it was like pulling.
Yeah.
And what happened with the guy
Oh,
that
you
got
thought it was
caught up in the
alive.
sky?
Yeah, I thought it was alive.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, remember the guy that got kind of like drawn?
Caught in the
Yeah.
trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a trap. Okay.
No,
Now-
that's a
Yeah,
trap.
yeah,
That
he
was a
got caught
trap.
in the trap.
That was a
Okay.
trap. All right, so let's have a spin, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to give you 15 seconds.
Tar would have been a better choice
Tar would have been a better choice I could have put in there.
because that's thick. You can't really move
Yeah.
in it, and it sticks to you.
Boy, oil is the answer. And you have 15 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw. Round and round it goes. Where it lands, nobody knows, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to win a duck in our great monthly contest. Brian LCS.
Hey, highlight Meatwad's answer about the substance. I like what he said.
All right. Congratulations, Brian LCS.
What did he
We're
say?
putting you down
What
for a
did he say?
duck. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It was non-liquid or air tar-like substance.
There you go. I mean, even paint would have been worse.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right. So a couple announcements, then we'll get into the comments. Well, actually, yeah. Let's just do these announcements real quick. Oh, hey,
Oh,
Sickles. How
there
you
he
doing?
is.
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah, don't show it yet.
I didn't.
That was a
I
tease.
didn't.
That was a tease. That's not what
All
I
right.
chose.
What's it gonna be, green shirt guy? You're up next.
I chose. So we've been very dark, very dour, very kind of good but sad movies. I want to laugh again. I went with The Hangover.
The Hangover.
And I haven't seen these in forever, so I'm excited.
So that's next week. That's your homework. Hangover Part 1,
Yes,
2024, year of the trilogy, episode 97, 5 p.m., 2 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you do your homework, my friends. It should be a fun one.
Believe
And
they're on
then-
HBO Max.
Oh,
You
great.
see
That's even
Mike
better.
Tyson.
That's even better. And then join us tomorrow for episode 99 of the New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week live podcast. Watch for a chance to win a monthly giveaway. Oh, we got over 25. It's going to be probably over 30 books by the end of the prize. A Funko Pop. We got a lot of new stuff that we're adding tomorrow. It's definitely going to be a well over $300 prize. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going to give you 3 chances to win a duck. And we're going to go over all the new books coming out, all the new keys, and so forth. And then join us on Wednesday for episode 108 of New Comic Book Day Live, ladies and gentlemen. 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. We have funny skits. This week, the council is going to the council court. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. That is all. Maybe I can give you a little
taste.
hold on. I can give you a thumbnail. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, let's see if.
But do we have Doug Llewellyn? Nah.
There it is. The council court, ladies and gentlemen, will be tomorrow on Wednesday, 8 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific on New Comic Book Day live.
Brian,
Make sure you tune in.
Brian LCS already said that Cliff is guilty.
Not wrong.
All right, let's see who joined us in the comments section, then we'll get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Las Cruces, 1971. And as always, thank you for joining us, Las Cruces. Big L. Larry Jackson came through tonight. Thank you for joining us. Christina Payne came through tonight. Thank you for joining us. Kenneth Bird is in the house. Thank you for joining us. Don't worry, Kenneth. We will have Clifford message you on Instagram. Meatwad number 1. What's poppin', party people? Thank you for joining us tonight. Chicago Schultze came through, says hello and love from Chicago. Loke Nguyen, I said it right? Right?
Yeah.
Loke Nguyen says thank you for joining us tonight. Let's see what Larry said he did with Terrence Harrow. I wish I forgot. We were talking about Black Spiders was in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe, came through tonight to join us. Thank you. Canadian Survivalist said chocolate for the answer. He was here tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Death by chocolate.
Brian LCS got the duck for the night. Thank you for joining us. Who else? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to thank everybody for
and you'll see
there's a pure imagination. Oh my, I can't. I love that movie. You're gonna make me go watch it right now.
Yes.
Make sure you tune in next week. Your homework is The Hangover, thanks to Green Shirt Guy, part 1. Make sure you got your notes down and everything. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week. And that's where we're going to get into our big monthly giveaway. So, for myself, for C Bizzle, for Phil, for Green Shirt Guy, for Cliff, who's not here, and for Kamaria, who couldn't make it, and the rest of the Council of Comics, they all show their love, by the way. We thank you. We love you. Please subscribe, and we'll check you out next time. Peace.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes?